Yes, it is me here. Breck Bolton, live at the Fox 13 News Studio. This is the first time I've done these headphones. Oh, don't know if this is my look or not. I used to have a little smaller mic that I like that you just kind of put on your tie. But I guess this makes you look official. Makes it look like I'm officially having a streaming outlet. I've got a Twitch account. I don't know. Anyways, I just want to come on here and talk about the Northern Lights forecast. So I'm giving a few moments before we jump into that, but maybe you've been hearing all the talk today online on social media that we've had strong solar radiation activity, geomagnetic storms, and high levels here. And so several states here across the country should be able to see the Northern Lights. So I wanted to talk about it. Now I've got comments on. So if you have any uh, requests, information, want to know more information, or if you have some additional insight, we'd love to have you share. So, but anyways, we just want to go to this and talk about it tonight because, yes, there is a chance of seeing the Northern Lights. Let me just bring this up here where, so what we get, this is really coming in from NOAA, where they make the projections based again on the solar activity, the timing of seeing that activity and radiation reaching the Earth. And so here for tonight, it is supposed to be a higher probability of seeing the Northern Lights. Now, you look at the view line, kind of the bottom point of where we see at least a chance of viewing the Northern Lights. And you see that line, that view line crosses northern Utah. Again, the further north you go, Idaho up through Montana and further northward, high likelihood you'll have some vibrant colors as you look at the Northern Lights. But it's kind of a little sus, as we say here, or as the kids say here across the state of Utah. But for northern Utah, there's definitely a chance. And again, as we're seeing where they evaluate, again, looking at the solar radiation and give kind of a reference point or an index, if you will, where you can see for today. I don't know if I can move my little box here. Maybe I can't. So you can see, though, that K index here, very strong here for tonight. We've been seeing that elevated moving through the afternoon, early evening hours. So that's good news. Again, it's based on location where less of an event for tomorrow, but there's a chance tomorrow. Then as we go into Wednesday. Tony says, I've been skunked the last few times. This is the hard thing because I've done the same thing where the experts are saying, okay, your window is 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. Well, that's a huge window. And really, as you know, with the Northern Lights, sometimes it's kind of hits quick and it's like a 15, 20-minute window, sometimes longer. But to get the exact timing, we just don't have that ability as of yet to say, oh, watch from 6:37 until, whatever. So you got to kind of park yourself. And again, the viewing line here, reaching portions of northern Utah, the further north you go, the better chance of seeing it. And again, going up in elevation would definitely, of course, as we say, getting away from the city lights. And then we got some haze in the area. That haze shouldn't pose much of a problem, but kind of the tips there to get your best opportunity and possibility. Again, these are, again, looking at that window between 10 p.m. and 2 a.m. And then there's chances for tomorrow, but really tonight is the night to be able to see it. Now, this is not the same event that we saw back, was it November 11th or November 12th, where everywhere across the state from Bear Lake down to Lake Powell, St. George, we had some stuff across extreme southern Utah and down through Texas too. So we're not expecting that, but again, some decent confidence that we will get some images and some, I'm sure, snapshots of the Northern Lights here across extreme northern Utah. Now, as I said, if I could maybe give some suggestions, further north you can go. If you could go up to, up through Bear Lake, typically as you get kind of north of Tremont to Malad, that's definitely an area. Snow Basin can be a great spot. Colville, we've been getting some great of recent events up there. So again, moving up in elevation, going a little bit further north. Tony Johnson says, I use the Aurora app as well and keep checking on it. So there are a lot of tools out there to really help dial it in, or at least get the buzz going where people are seeing it to kind of alert you, like take a look and check outside. But yeah, it's the good news though, if we're going to see it and have that possibility, weather-wise, it's cooperating. I'm showing you our computer models. This is taking a look at where the cloud cover and any future radar, which there's just no issues whatsoever. We're going to keep it clear. Now we'll have some patchy fog developing again in that time window of 10 p.m. to 2 a.m., but it should have any big impact again as you move up in elevation. So we're going to be keeping it clear in the overnight hours. So again, weather-wise, you won't have any issues, but that haze, as I said, is in place, but that shouldn't have much of an impact. But again, break away from that, go up in elevation, you should be good. So yeah, I just wanted to jump on and look at that. A great resource. I was going to see, take a look at our Utah's Weather Authority Facebook page, because people definitely make those contributions. As if there are any photos coming in, they definitely make a note to post that, so we start to really see that. So be checking in on that. Again, Utah's Weather Authority up on Facebook to help us with that. So anyhow, check that out. That's what it's kind of a little bit of a buzz. I don't want to over promise or overhype this. It's just a chance, and a decent chance that across extreme northern Utah that we'll get some activity and be able to see that. But again, the further south you go, right now the forecast is that will not be the case, which was the case back in November. But even up to that November, we were excited, but I don't think anyone thought the scope and the images that came in was that expected. So that sometimes you just have to kind of wait and see. So, but give yourself a chance. I was just going to go out because sometimes you can get right after sunset a view as well, as the activity was elevated with that K index. So anyhow, weather-wise, we should be good. So let's just see what happens. But if you want to, brave the cold and be, you can wait in your car to see if anything's happening. But again, if you have to wait for that window, you're going to have to be alert or have someone on watch through the night. But 10 p.m. to 2 a.m., I guess that's viewing hour. So anyways, good talking to you. Weather-wise, no storms in the forecast here for the next several days. This is just not good news to change the subject. I don't see anything on the models until January 29th for storms here across the state. We get hit with some clouds, maybe a few sprinkles for southern Utah as we look towards Friday and Saturday. But this is just a scenario we did not want to see happen, where we just have had dominant high pressure influence. Even though it's not directly over the state, it's still impacting the flow, impacting how the moisture and the storms are tracking, and it's just not a good scenario. So it's caused me to definitely push the panic button, looking ahead for our spring runoff. Now things can change. We're going to kind of have an update on that for our weekend on our Sunday newscast, as we have one of the football games on this weekend. We'll have a story on that, kind of giving some possible scenarios to play out for the rest of the winter season. So Tony's been chiming in with some comments. He's hoping and getting a chance to see it. He's been keeping an eye on that. So TJ Blattmore inversion. Yeah, this week the haze is going to be kind of, we got a little bit of a break, a little bit of lifting. We had that northerly flow, which brought cooler air aloft, which helped kind of cool things down up in higher elevations. So it set up the vertical profile that we could mix out just a little bit. So it hasn't been as bad through the weekend, and not too bad today, but I'm expecting to see conditions worse in here as we move through the week. So it could be worse. So I think if we had some snow on the ground and some, colder air in place, we definitely could be looking at really bad conditions. But with that snow not on the ground, we kind of, the sunlight able to penetrate to the surface and get some warming. So that's helping out right now. But anyhow, yeah, chime in if you have anything. I was just going to go take a little bit of a break, but wanted to reach out and just talk about the Northern Lights. So we'll see what happens. We'll keep you posted. Again, check out our Utah's Weather Authority Facebook page to see. That's just such a nice network of people that are keep an eye on weather, keep an eye on any outdoor events like the Northern Lights. So people are so good to make a contribution, and we appreciate that. So definitely be checking that out through the night to see who's capturing what. So anyhow, hope you have a good evening. Thanks for chiming in. Talk soon. Bye bye.